Ladles and Jelly Spoons, welcome back to the Jamming Tower podcast. That's right, we're not weekly, we're apparently bi-weekly. Does that mean we're into 2 different weeks at the same time? Might be. Joining me once again is Mirdo.
Hi.
He remembered to do his own intro kind of this time. And I'm Liam, Jester, whatever you prefer to call me. Sometimes you call me Ace Trainer, that's pretty cool. But don't call me late for dinner, because I'm making it, and I'll be deciding when it's served. Anyway, we're here with more Pokemon news, and, well, we're not, because we don't do Pokemon news, but we do have a cat approaching. Nope, he's turned around. It's okay.
Oh.
Mild distraction. So, originally, when we started doing this podcast, it was like, we're going to talk about X, Y, Z, and sometimes V. V comes before all that, but, like, sometimes it's not relevant, but sometimes we can talk about V. This time we're not talking about V. Mirdo, how... Do you know what? I've got a question for you. You have this piece of paper here that tells us all about what we're supposed to be doing, but I've got a thing to ask you first. You are actually caring about championship points, the world's chase, etc., etc.
Yes, sir.
How are you getting on with that currently?
It's a weird situation to be in because I think in Europe-wise, I'm actually quite high up because I had a really good first quarter with cups. I almost maxed out on. Oh god, they changed the layout on Pokemon.com. Good change. Yeah, I had a really good first quarter. I won 3 cups and got top 4 in the 4th one. Challenges, I finished out. I think I have like 3 second place or something silly like that. Like I just got second all the time. And in Frankfurt, I got 20 points. So local wise, I'm doing really good. Regional wise, first one didn't go crazy well. Yeah, so I'm currently in Europe. 82nd.
Yo.
Which obviously you want to be at least 130 this season, I think.
135, I believe.
35?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to be 135 at the end of the season. But obviously, I don't really feel like, yes, I'm doing well, but I'm not like that high because like at the end of the day, the local points are kind of trivial. Like you're expecting pretty much everyone that wants to go for Worlds to have the locals filled out.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are going to be, the big ones are going to be the regional points or the internet's points because you need 5 finishes. Mm-hmm. You need 5 of them and they need to be fairly solid. You're probably going to be looking at 650 for the cutoff again.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the extra 10 spaces, so it might come down ever so slightly, but it probably won't be by much, realistically.
Yeah. It'll be 600 something.
Yeah.
It depends how the season goes.
Speaking of that with Mirdo and his regionals, Mirdo will be going to Lille, but I won't be, which nicely segues us into talking about Mega Evolutions, because while it isn't out yet for us, it is out in America. People have started playing it. It is out on Live and Limitless. We've had tournaments in it already. We've had 2 actually for the Jester's Weekly Championships, Casuals, etc., etc. We do have OmniJoe's list from Limitless, and he's put them all together. I will have it up on screen at some point. But OmniJoe, or OmniPoke, as a lot of you may know him, he puts together a list of like how good decks have been on Limitless tournaments, basically. And it's really annoying because there's a little bit here that I'm gonna have to like do this to read because it's really small on my screen, but I can't put it over here because it'll be in the way. But basically, we're looking at, and I will just combine the archetypes here. I'm not gonna mess around with this too much. In the S rank right now for Limitless online events, we have Grimmsnarl at the top. We have God of War, Dragapult, Goldengo, all as S tier decks. A tier we have Charizard, Cerulege, and Pidgeot Control. B tier is Zoroark, Crustle, Alakazam, hell yeah, Terrabox, Garchomp, Joldengo, Raging Bolt, and C tier sneaking in Mega Venusaur, Frostlass Monkey Dory, Pikachu. Wait, that's just Joltik Box. Just Joltik Box. Why does he not have Joltik to represent Joltik Box? Anyway, Mega Lucario, Armarouge Box, Slowking. Hell yeah, Slowking. Get it, buddy. Evolutions and Conkeldurr. So they're the highest represented decks right now that are actually doing well as well. It does have the online popularity list as well, and I did see something that was mentioned earlier actually. Apparently Grimmsnarl is actually the lowest represented out of the S tier decks, yet it has the most amount of points. So that's kind of cool, actually. It does seem like Grimmsnarl's genuinely doing well this format so far. But yeah, nothing too surprising in terms of what's at the top. I think everybody knows God of War, Dragon Ball are the big 2. And then I think you have a rotating cast of what's up there with them. Like Grimmsnarl, Goldengo, and I'd argue Charizard, actually, are all decks to be very wary of at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's something I was talking about as well with... I've talked about this on stream, I've talked about it on Twitter. The fun decks to play right now, which are the Megas, which is Alakazam, which is Slowking, they're all weirdly good... Fun. Well, first of all, they're fun, but they're all weirdly good into the meta. Except for God, War, and Dragapult, and it's really annoying that these decks are just, like, gatekeeping at this stage. I mean, you'd argue the Megas are also being gatekept by Goldengo, technically Raging Bolt as well, but, like, the scaling damage and then just those two decks being so powerful, it just does not make a fun meta to play at the moment at all. So, Mirdo mentioned earlier in the week, I think it was, over the weekend, whatever it was, that he's still not sure about what decks to play. So...
Yeah.
Of the ones we've mentioned, or maybe there's a mystery one we haven't mentioned, is there anything you're leaning towards at the moment?
I mean, the easy or like the obvious choice is like Goldengo Solrock, because it's probably just going to be the best, if I've got to be honest. I've been playing it quite a bit, and I don't know. It feels a bit bad because it's very very straightforward. It just draws a lot of cards, makes a lot of damage. Obviously, it's really good, but it's one of those decks that's like easy, that you can counter if you want to, and you can like, it loses to a lot of the lower meta stuff because it just kind of plays into the weaknesses. Like you just kind of fall to Crustle, even more so than before, honestly.
Does the Baby Dengo not help with that matchup enough? Does it just not do enough damage?
Oh, you don't play that anymore.
Oh, it's gone?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Okay.
I haven't seen it in a couple of lists. And also, I mean, like, you could put it in, but I don't think Baby Dengo helps against Crustle, to be honest. Like, it does what, 120? And like the thing you played the Baby Dengo for is not to counter walls. You played it to take the first prize in the mirror. And now you have Solrock for that, so you don't need it then.
I was always told it was in there for Cornerstone potentially as well, but maybe I don't.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a soft counter, I suppose, but you only do 120 and then you do 30 in the next turns because you. I don't remember what the second attack does, but I think you need 3 energies for it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, realistically, if you're playing against proper walls, then you're not gonna survive that far anyway. With Dengo, the issue as well is, like, if you want to swing the matchup at this point, you gotta just play a completely different archetype. Like, me and my buddy have been experimenting with Dengo and Alakazam as like a combo deal.
I saw a list of that actually on the tournament yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, I thought about it because I like that it gets through walls and that it's a pretty good secondary attacker. But apparently, so I haven't tested yet, but my buddy did, and apparently it's not great. I don't know how it did in your tournament, but
well, well, I was supposed to play against them, and then they didn't turn up. So yeah, it didn't. I don't think it went well for them. I mean, they went 1-6 and somehow didn't get auto dropped. I'm not really sure what that's all about. But they played it with Lapras EX as well, which was a bit of a weird one.
What's that do?
It's the Laramia Rain one.
Yeah. What did it do though?
I mean, I can
40 damage for
each energy attached to this Pokemon, and then Laramar Rain. Top 20 cards, attach any number of energy cards that you find there to your Pokemon any way you like. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck.
No. No.
Yeah, no. I don't think that card was ever going to be good. Like,
no.
Maybe there's a world where Crispin, Crystal, and you use that as your first attack. But, like, realistically, you've got a 220 EX on the bench. It's just gonna on the active. You're just going to get knocked out.
The only way that kind of attacks ever sees play if it's in a 1-prizer and if it's 2 energy.
Yeah, I agree.
And even then, I don't think it's worth it because it's still a gamble.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's I don't think it's good. I'm just telling you what was played.
Oh, absolutely. No, so I'm definitely in a bit of a deck crisis at the moment because, like, I'm definitely feeling like the good decks or like stuff like Dengo that I generally know how to play and like the simple stuff basically. So your Dengos, your Armor Rouges, kind of gets gate kept by the lower stuff on the ladder, and the lower stuff on the ladder then gets gate kept by your Gardevoirs, your Dragapults, and your Grimmif. And apparently Grimmify is now a thing again that I need to worry about. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, Lily's determination gave that deck a massive boost.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like you want to play, like you basically want to be on 6 prizes with that anyway, and then just kind of pop the entire board.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the biggest issue was definitely consistency for the deck anyway. So that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's kind of funny. Like I thought, so my plan with Alakazam in Dengo was having a secondary attacker, having more draw as well, which was. So, to recap a bit for people that don't know, I played Goldengo with Ethan's Typhlosion for a while, which was pretty cool because it had like a bit of synergy. You get with Ethan's, you can search energy out, and with the obviously Typhlosion's pretty solid attacker. It's good in the mirror and also takes out 2 prizes by itself as well. So I thought maybe Alakazam's a bit better because the issue with Typhlosion was that's a bit slow, and obviously Alakazam just adds more draw. So the logic there was that maybe it would help a bit instead. Because also Ethan's Avenger not the best supporter, honestly.
No.
Yeah. So the logic was there, and also what you could do with that is if you play the Abras that have the teleportation burst attack, so you do 10 damage and you go to the bench, is that you could play Klefki pretty easily. Which currently I think can mess up quite a bit, especially against Goldengo if they can't move you. Problem is they play 4 bosses and maybe a prime catcher.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff that Klefki currently can deal with or like can help with. Problem obviously being that Klefki needs to be in the active position, which makes it a lot less effective. The funny part about that is that a lot of people's answer to that kind of thing would be
Iron Bundle.
Iron Bundle, but obviously that's also turned off with Klefki.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a weird one because it's like, oh, I'm gonna hinge everything on Klefki, and yeah, and if he has a boss, I mean, you still force him to play boss. I guess it's a bit of a resource kind of thing. It's kind of a gamble.
Yeah, it's a way to make you waste a resource, which I don't think is ever a bad thing. It was quite funny yesterday on the stream. I was playing Mega Man Trick for the tournament and didn't do well with it, but the one time I actually felt like I was doing well with it was I had to get Klefki into the active because Psyduck was on the bench. And Psyduck, this is what I ranted about on stream. I could absolutely do it again on podcast. Psyduck stops Magneton from knocking itself out. Because it's not just Dust Noir being hit, it's other decks that are actually fun being punished as well, as all hard counters by TPC ever are. It's always like, we got a counter for this, and it's like, that's great, but also it counters this, this, and this, which aren't a problem in the format. It's like, okay, cool, great. Thanks for eliminating another fun strategy. Anyway, so I had to get the Klefki into the active. So I needed the Klefki first of all. I mentioned this whole strategy. Top deck the Klefki. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Klefki down. Main Etric was in the active, so just retreated the Main Etric because it's got free retreat on it into the Klefki. Klefki turned off Psyduck. I could blow up the Magneton, put it all onto the Main Etric again, then prime catcher back what I wanted to knock out, and it was like such a great strategy to pull off. And it's like, what do I do after that though? And it's like, oh, I've got nothing else on bench to do anything. Yeah. And the Psyduck's still there.
But then it's like, but yeah, to get back to the Klefki idea in Goldengo, like that was something that we thought about a couple of times. But like the problem with that is the more like my current issue with deck building is that you can be cute and you can have fun ideas, but it always comes back to something just being statistically better.
Yeah.
And I actually talked to a friend outside of the TCG the other day, and they said something to the alignment of if you put your entire self-worth onto something you're good at, it's not going to make you happy anymore.
Mhm.
And that hit so hard for me because I do realize that with Pokemon, that at the moment, the more I'm like, oh, I need to do well, I need to go to Worlds, I need to play optimally, the less I enjoy the game.
Mhm.
Which sounds a bit like a bit of a like a scrub quote, if people are familiar with that little thing. But it's, I don't know, for me personally, it's very much a thing of like deck building is definitely a big part of it. Like, not that I'm really good at it, but I was always good at finding niche little texts that are funny and that like force just a bit of a conundrum with the opponent. And I've always done well if I had something like that to make stuff a bit awkward. My first day 2 I did with the Lugia and the Silver Tempest format, but I didn't play that with the Stoutland that you would play usually. I played it with Greed and VMAX, which is obviously stage 1. The VMAX, it's a free prizer. And it, for 2 energies, for 2 colorless, it does 30 damage, and you take 2 more prize cards. Back in the day, there was a card called Powerful Colorless Energy, a special energy card. You could accelerate with the Lugia engine, with the Archeops engine, and that would mean it's a colorless, and you would do 20 more damage. So, meaning if you had 2 of those, you would do
40 more
base
damage.
was 20 actually. Yeah, so 40 more damage. You would do, let's say the base was 30. Yeah, I think it was 30, and plus 40 more, 70. So you take a free prize knockout on a Comfy, which basically auto-won you the matchup if you got it out.
You
and
were right.
It's hilarious.
It's 30 damage. The attack's called Turn a Profit.
Yes, Turn a Profit. Love that. Yeah, so that was my silly little tech for that. Then fast forward to Birmingham. I think was the first time I played Kyogre. With where my first love, Chempao, got me a day 2. With the Kyogre with title, not what's a wave, something wave. Let me pick up my limitless page real quick. But yeah, it's so that was a bit of a rogue one at the time, but it fixed a lot of matchups, especially because the Roaring Moon EX deck was really, really popular at the time. So I managed to get it was Liverpool actually. Never mind. Liverpool, not Birmingham. Sorry. But because it said 180 damage, and you take 3 energies back into the hand, and you can snipe the 180 anywhere. So you could take out Squawk abilities, you could take out Mew EX. I don't know if that was a factor yet at that point, but those kind of stuff, that kind of stuff, you can take out with a 1 prizer and on the bench. So that was just really, really strong. So that way you could like offset the price map basically. Because a lot of these matchups with Chempao ended up being like whoever gets the first 2 prize cards wins the match. So that was my way of presenting a 1 prize map, a 1 prize board, and taking the 2 prizer. Yeah, so that worked really well. Spiritomb as well was a good call for that tournament. And at EYC the season before, I didn't day 2, but my friend Marius did, and we played something that then I played in Gdansk again last season, which was Kyogre, but with a jet energy, 1 jet energy, because it says take 3 energy cards back into the hand. Doesn't say basic energies, meaning you can jet energy every turn to it, take it back to the hand and do 180 damage. And especially in Gdansk, it was really, really good against stall. It basically turned a matchup that was basically an auto loss with block lags into an auto win, because they couldn't do anything against the jet energy. Like, they could Iono you maybe if they played it. At that point, not all did. So I managed to actually turn, or me and Marius together managed to turn the matchup just completely on its head, and that felt so rewarding. Didn't come up as much as we hoped it would, but yeah, it's a very fun tech. It's also like just the single jet just had a lot of mobility. Obviously, it's basically a switch, and obviously water energy you can attach anyway with the Baxcalibur. So your normal energy from hand you don't really care about. So yeah, really really fun. And in Utrecht, I played the Goldengo with Dragapult, and I played a bit of a different build than most people would. Played a bit more focused on the possibility of using Dragapult as an attacker, where at the time a lot of people would cut down on that. Some people didn't even play the Dragapult anymore and only played the Dracloaks for draw. Played a bit more energy to make that happen, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it always felt good to have like these wacky techs, just to have like an edge. But right now, it's my issue with Klefki and Goldengo is like, yeah, you could end your turn like with it in the active, and if you go first and manage to pull it off, that's good. But every other, like in most scenarios, one, it's maybe not worth it, because one, they could gust around it. Two, they could also just just don't care that much. Like they maybe don't even need to care about it. And two, in 8 out of 10 scenarios, just playing Lunatone Solrock and attacking, or having Solrock in the active, is just better.
Yeah.
If you go first, just have Solrock in the active. Who cares? 1 in 10 is hard to deal with. I've seen Goldengo rock lists now playing the power drink thing, so they can one-hit Solrocks, which is insane. But yeah, it's become a thing of like, oh, I could be cute and play weird stuff, but this is just better. So why would I? Like, I thought about as well. There was a really funny idea with Lumi. Oh, what's this called? It's the you play video games.
That doesn't mean
anything. It's the signature of the league, like the head of the league in the new game.
Glamora?
The little rock flower, Glamora. That's it. Yeah. So there's the Glamora X that says, if it's inactive, the opponent only has 3 bench spaces. And there's the pre-evolution, the Glimmet, with Ascension on it. So if you go second, you can Ascension into it and just have it be like a very annoying thing to deal with a lot of decks, because Guardi obviously needs quite a lot of space to spread out. There's Goldengo, all that stuff. Especially now with Lunatone Solrock, you have like pretty limited bench space.
Yeah.
So it's a really funny little thing. But then again, just taking price cards and it's just better. But why not just do that?
Yeah.
And obviously it's again as stage 2, the attack isn't that great. So it's like, okay, and it has free retreat for some reason. Why does it have free retreat? Why is Pokemon so afraid of making interesting cards that are like viable in any way?
It's weird as well, because it is in the game like quite a fastish Pokemon, like kind of ambushes you from like Area 0 and stuff. So yeah, a bit of a weird one. If I was playing Neil, by the way, I'd go Cerulege and make sure I've got a crystal counter. Yeah, I think it's a great aggro deck. I think it's got a great single prize opportunity very early on. I think having the Lunatone, Solrock, whichever one does the attack, having that in there is incredible for the deck. Goldengo's stocks are going to be high, so being able to just take them out even early on with Cerulege is good. It's got the Briar, so you can cheat prizes. And again, the only thing that really stops it effectively is Crustle, but it's got a weakness. As long as you're running either an Armrouge or a Cerulege that can deal with it for like a single energy, which I think there are cards that can do that, then I don't see it being a bad play at all. I think it's better than Raging Bolt right now if you want an aggro deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's different, but yeah, I get why you would say that, absolutely. I haven't really tried Armrouge yet. I'm pretty contra that deck. I think there's enough ways to play around it, but yeah, it's definitely a much better option than it used to be. Yes. What did I say?
You said Armrouge. Why?
Yeah.
What do you mean play around it?
I think there's, if you play Dengo, there's many ways to play around it at the moment. I think there is like, I think as long as you are just you just need 2 knockouts with Solrock, and you kind of played around the whole prior thing, and then you're just kind of fine, and you don't mind.
Yeah,
like
but
you just need to not evolve.
Cerulege can do the exact same thing.
Yeah,
like Cerulege can just knock out Gimmigholes.
Yeah, but if you go second, you're fine. That's fine.
Okay, but when we...
As long as you take the first knockout, that's whatever.
When we're theory crafting, we're thinking of perfect world scenario every single time. Otherwise, you just go, well, I brick, so I lose. In the perfect world, you're choosing to go second in that matchup, so you are taking the first knockout. And I think from there, you always win. It's whichever... In a perfect world, whoever goes first out of Dengo and Cerulege, they're taking the first knockout.
I disagree, because I think Dengo has the easier way of finding the Gust and finding the Solrock and finding stuff, just drawing stuff. I guess in this scenario, you're not having the Dengos available, but I don't know. It's a weird one, definitely. Well, but yeah, you kind of just need to try and not... I don't know. I haven't played the matchup yet, but
right, so we'd best of 7 it, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of thought about looking at Gardevoir, because it's kind of maybe closest to what I would enjoy play wise. It's and obviously it got a massive boost in the new set now. I think I played against 2 on the ladder, and they both still bricked horribly, but you know.
Out of curiosity, why now would they have the kind of playstyle that you would enjoy if they haven't in the last 3 years? Because you could have jumped to it a lot earlier if it's the playstyle. The playstyle hasn't changed at least in the last year.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think the meta just kind of changed around it.
That doesn't change the playstyle. That the deck still plays the same. The meta doesn't change.
Yeah, but but it just wasn't attractive in that world. But now, where the world is a different one, it's now attractive to me. That makes sense. That's kind of the point.
Okay, so what? would you play straight God of War or God of War Jellicent?
Probably Jellicent,
because that is a different playstyle.
Yeah, the only thing I said is that I'm thinking about it. I haven't actually tried it. I think. So here's the thing, right? I think the closest to what I would like is TerraBox.
Okay.
TerraBox is flimsy as hell.
Yeah.
So, and it takes a lot of brain power to be really good at and to have results with.
I would agree.
And that's kind of my issue. I think it's in a pretty good spot, honestly. You do still have the option of the one shot with Fan Rotom, similar to Solrock has, obviously a bit worse, but you have the option. You can take out 2, especially if you like what I thought about. What made it more interesting is playing a tool. What is it called? Vitality Band.
Mm-hmm.
So because then you can, with Water Pond, you can take out the Solrock inactive and also something in the back.
Yeah.
Obviously against Amarouche, not sure how that would look, because obviously you're not gonna.
Cerulege.
I mean, you can take out 2 small ones, but you're not gonna take out Cerulege, yeah. But I think honestly in that matchup, I think Pikachu is something that people don't really can deal with that well right now.
Pikachu,
a lot of decks
would be a pain for Cerulege for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I suppose you'd. I mean, the thing is with Pikachu in TerraBox is usually not putting it down unless you're ready to use it, because you go in Crispin and then Crystal and then attacking, because they can do it twice.
Yeah.
So you'd have to hope they either open it or they're very silly and bench it too early, then gust it and at least put some damage into it with whatever before you bring up a Cerulege. But then the problem is if you're focusing on their Pikachu and they're focusing on Water Pond, they're probably going to take 2 prizes anyway before you even threaten to take 2 prizes. So I'd assume the TerraBox into Cerulege matchup is very TerraBox favored.
Probably, yeah. I would guess.
I just thought so.
Especially if you do manage to get the band going, if that's something that you can do. Because obviously you are expecting Solrock to be in the active.
If you're expecting TerraBox, I think you have no choice but to start playing Shaman in the deck. Which,
Yeah, but you're not gonna.
I mean, when I see
I mean,
it...
if I guess if Grimstyle becomes a thing, then you could maybe argue it.
Okay,
but...
so the 3 decks at the moment that do bench damage are God of War. God of War, yes. I don't know about Jellicent, but the Screamtail is part of God of War. I don't know if it is with Jellicent.
but
you've got Grimmsnarl as well, and you've got Terrorbox. 2 of those decks are S tier, one of them is B tier. I don't know. I'd be considering Shaman. Also, don't forget, Slowking is in C tier, so you never know when you're gonna get hit by a Kira.
Yeah, that's a real threat. You should watch out for that deck. You should absolutely take that seriously and tech for it.
The other consideration, I suppose, is Raging Bolt as well, but like again, that's kind of dropped off a little bit. It's ninth most played. No. It's like sitting at the bottom of B tier. Like I don't think Bolt's in a great position at the moment.
Like the thing is as well, right? If you are considering playing Shaman, you're not worried about you're not really worried about Raging Bolt Snipe and God of War Snipe. No. You're more worried about something that can take out 2 things at a time. You're not really worried about that much. Like, yes, it's annoying that they can just kind of pick their target, but I don't think you play Shaman because of that. At least not the better players probably won't.
I think the Shaman formula is a case of like, have you been losing almost exclusively to Terrorbox? Can you fit in Shaman and not lose too much of a percentage into like anything else? Because like, what do you cut, kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I like Shaman because I do like the fact that it is EX's own non-rule box only, but it's a bit of a steep price to ask because you can't buddy puff him for it, you can't fan rote him for it. You have to commit a Nest Ball or an Ultra Ball, which I suppose an Artisan as well is also an option, but the commitment to get Shaman out as well as taking up a bench space when you're not running a Terror, I don't know. It's a hard argument to make.
Here's the thing as well why I pretty much never played Manaphy, which is if you don't know, basically the same effect, just on different Pokemon back in the day. Why I almost never played Manaphy in my Chien-Pao deck was because if I have the resources to get a Manaphy, I could also just get another
Frigibax.
What's the small one called? Frigibax. I know my deck. I love Pokemon. Yeah, you could just get another Frigibax or another Froakie or whatever format I'm playing at the moment.
Yeah, you could protect your bench in a different way, is what you're saying. Which, I get the logic.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. But yeah, if I'm thinking about Terror Box, which I definitely am, if I look on the board, I think stuff like Ceruledge, Goldengo, Dragapult is not too bad because I can outspeed it, particularly with Waterpon. And obviously, it's also really good that it's a deck that wants to go first in a matchup where pretty much everything wants to go second. I think that's a big advantage at the moment. Gardevoir, similar thing, but that's probably the deck that's most likely to play a Shaman, I think. I don't know if that's still the case, but that was the case in the last format. Grimmsnarl, I don't know. Obviously, Pikachu's not going to help you in that. I know. It's probably a bit of a speed game as well. Like, just how effective are your water ponds, basically. I think you just need to chain water ponds all day.
So, I just thought I'd look up some Terra lists because, or Terra box lists because I get an idea of what's being played in them at the moment. First of all, the top 2 results are a third EV box, which is like weird. It's Terra box plus an EV box. Anyway,
yeah, I've seen a couple of lists that play like an Eevee and then I think a Leafeon
Flareon,
and
Leafeon.
Something else. Yeah, so the logic behind that is Leafeon is basically for the Grimmaphy matchup because it basically just completely destroys Grimmsnarl by its own because you can't really answer that easy as a Grimmsnarl.
No.
And it takes just knockouts every turn.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. But like the main thing I was trying to look for was its biggest weakness is Iono.
Yeah, well, 100%.
So I thought, I wonder how many Lily's Determination the deck's now running because that must be such a good fix. 1, Every list I'm seeing
Yeah.
is running 1. I'm like, that seems bizarre. Like, surely you want to find them.
I've actually built. I thought about it with Marius actually, and we actually, because Marius took an old list and just kind of built on that, and what I spotted was 1 research, and I was like, oh, do we want to scrap that for lilies? And we kind of decided no, because you kind of want the energy more in the discard or something. I don't know. I don't really know what logic was, but we said research might even be better. But yeah,
I mean,
probably like because it's like one extra most turns.
the EV list, it literally is 1 EV, 1 Flareon, 1 Leafeon. It's running a Glass Trumpet and 2 Energy Switch. So
Yeah,
there's a logic there to discarding energy, but I feel like that naturally gets discarded throughout the game anyway. But yeah. Okay. I mean,
I do enjoy Glass Trumpet shenanigans. Pretty big fan of that.
I'm so surprised that didn't become a much more used accelerator, energy accelerator. Like it barely got touched. It's insane.
It's
like
weird.
when I first saw Terrapagos, I do this all the time with decks and cards when they come out. It's like I theorize an amazing strategy with it, or what I think is an amazing strategy with it, and then everyone goes, "No, we're playing it this way actually," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. I mean, do we not want to take advantage of this attack?" Nah, it's fine. Like when Terrapagos first came out, Double Turbo NG was still in the format, and I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." But anyway, we could use Glass Trumpet, and it's like, no, we're just gonna use the Double Turbo attack and do 20 less damage than we should, and then forget that it's minus 20 damage and not take knockouts. I was like, oh, okay. And then it became, I think the Poison Pagos list, I think that was a bit more Glass Trumpet focused. And I was like, yes, that's what I was thinking. That's my strategy. It lasted all of 2 weeks, and then it stopped being played. I was like, oh, okay. But like, I do it it's either that or I pick the wrong main deck. Like, Silver Tempest is a great example. It was early on in my playing career, but like everyone was like Lugia, and I'm like, no, Regidrago, and it's like, no, it was Lugia. No, it's Dialga. No, Liam, it's Palkia. Like every single time I picked the wrong one, I'm like, oh. But then I get proven right like 2 years later when it's nearly rotated out. I'm like, this was the deck I was backing 3 years ago. Why wasn't it good then?
Oh yeah, you were on Regidrago like way early when it was
man.
back, just batshit.
Well, my early Dialga list was insane because like the people I used to play with people who would play crap decks. And they would also always go with like, oh, this is the engine, this is the engine. I'm like, no, this is the engine. And I just like, without even talking to them, I just smash these engines together and they would work so well. Like we had, I'm going to get the Pokemon wrong, I imagine. We had either Magnezone or Klinklang that when it evolved would like, you could find energy, put it on, etc. But I wasn't just using that, I was also using Bronzong as well. So Bronzong could just move energy freely.
Oh, yeah. I think it was Klinklang.
Yeah, and the Metal Saucer would only attach to the bench. So you'd get a Bronzong up, Metal Saucer to the summit on the bench, move it onto the active, and the active was ready to start swinging immediately. I loved it. It was so fun. But then it was never good until one big player in the US got a win with it in a regional. Everyone went, Dialga's amazing! And that lasted 2 weeks. Like, Regidrago is the only one that actually had any minor staying power, and that was only because it was like 3 months away from rotation or something ridiculous. But yeah, so I mean, so silly.
I know. I think if you are playing Terra Box, there's definitely something there. I would reckon you want to possibly fit in an Ogerpon, a Cornerstone Ogerpon.
Possibly.
But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something to consider. It's maybe something I did want to sink my teeth in, then I kind of decided no, I don't want to, and now I kind of want to be back because I don't know. It's the whole thing. It's definitely like I don't necessarily think the meta is bad. It's just kind of not to what I would want out of it, I guess. Or at least I haven't really found my mojo in it yet. And it's a bit of a weird, scary place to be in. Like if you are somebody that has been playing for such a long time now and hasn't been to Worlds and kind of has the ambition to really good results at Cups and also past regionals results pretty good. And it's like, oh, we have 2 regionals back to back. Like obviously, like Lille is end of October, and then the very next week is Gdansk in Poland.
Crazy.
So like there's no cups we can't play cups in the new format because the release is delayed.
Yeah.
So we can't play cups in the format. Lille is going to be the first tournament that I play in person with the new cards. And then the next week, very much as next week, it would be Gdansk. So it's kind of a case of, if Lille goes bad, then, oh God, I have to panic while I have to already pack for the next thing again.
The deck crisis there would be horrible.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, I think the play is probably to go with something that I believe in, that I want to believe in, and I think is going to be good, and then have just Dengo Solrock as a backup, because I think I can just pick it up no matter what happens.
I definitely think it's worth putting a few reps into the backup deck just in case, because it does play slightly differently. But yeah, I've always been the same with the regionals as well. Like, I've got my comfort picks. Like, I feel like I can play certain decks quite well, and I always do try out new ones. But I do end up gravitating to the original plan more often than not. Like, it was like that with Raging Bolt for Frankfurt. Like, I had a few different ideas, and I was like, you know what, Raging Bolt is the pick. Like, I know it's the deck I can. If I'm going to do well, it's going to be Raging Bolt. So, yeah, I get what you're saying. I think if I was picking for you, the tournament was tomorrow, I think Gold Dengo is still your best choice.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, but...
A lot of people are saying it.
A lot of people are saying it.
It's not just me saying it. Bleacher Report says it. ESPN says it.
Bleacher?
Oh, have you not been seeing the Becky Lynch promos?
No.
Oh my god, dude. Slight diversion from Pokemon real quick. WWE, Becky Lynch has very much taken on like almost like a Trump persona.
Bulbasaur Lynch.
It's really funny. Her Trump mannerisms are incredible. They're so good.
Really?
And she just spends like every promo, or the start of every promo, going, "I'm the greatest female wrestler of all time," and it's not just me saying it. ESPN are saying it. Bleacher Report are saying it. It's just so good. Oh, it's fantastic.
I need to look into that.
It's really good. But like every time anyone says it's not just me saying it, or that people are saying this, I don't even think of Trump anymore. I think of Becky Lynch. It's so good.
A lot of people are saying it.
A lot of people are saying this.
But yeah, so currently, obviously, we're going to check in with each other at the very least 1 week before Lille, I believe, right? If we stay with bi-weekly. Maybe we're going back to weekly, who knows?
It depends if we have news or not, but I think bi-weekly is safe to say. But if we have anything good come up, we will make it, an extra podcast kind of thing in the week.
Yeah. So... yeah, we're definitely going to be at least one more before Lille, so we're going to be talking about that kind of stuff. Again, stay tuned. Make your guesses at what the hell I'm going to end up playing in the comments. But yeah, it's wild out here. There's a lot of cool decks, but they have just such weaknesses. Like, I'm also looking at stuff like, I really wanted to give Cynthia's Garchomp a try.
Ooh,
but I don't see how that not just loses to Gardevoir.
I think it does just.
Has a grass weakness?
It's grass weak.
Ooh.
I think it still just loses, because I think you are relying on a lot of items, so the Jellicent build kind of eats it alive a little bit.
Right.
But generally, it's one of the ones I played on stream, and I did find it really fun to play. Like, I love any deck where I could just go, cool, I'm just gonna have like 4 support Pokemon, 3 attackers, or whatever the math works out to be, and then just like somehow still always have every card that I need. Like, how does that work? Yep. Oh, that's right, I run Lily's Determination. It's so good.
God, I think I didn't really plan on doing that, but I might just play a couple of games after this. Actually.
Honestly, I'd recommend it. Like, any deck you're thinking about, at least throw like 3 or 4 games into it, just have a look, because I honestly think Garchomp's really fun. That will see day 2, I reckon.
Oh yeah, I mean, at the moment you can do day 2 of every deck. Like, it is possible. Like I said, there's definitely a bit of variance always.
You hear that, chat? And Slowking can make day 2.
No, except that one. No. So please share with me why that deck is supposed to be good now. And if you say Lily's Determination and nothing else, I will scream at you.
Okay, give me. Listen, I can't explain to you why the deck is suddenly good. I can, in fact, slowly just like drag out this conversational piece while I quickly look for the Slowking decks that have done well, quote unquote. For example, Charlie Queen, Midnight Mickey 32, Abyssal Flames, got first out 75 players, and he's running for Lily's Determination. So Lily's Determination makes that deck from terrible to mediocre.
Garbage. Moving on.
Oh, my boys.
Okay, so I've been looking at the Snow King. So what it gets basically is you get access to Psyduck, which helps against Pulled, I guess.
Yeah. Any single price deck, its biggest enemy is Pull, because they might be able to take 2 prizes against you, but Dragapult can always take 2 prizes against you. Yes. Because they'll just hit you and scatter the damage, hit you, scatter the damage. And sometimes that can be 3 prizes. It's annoying as hell.
I think what also is new, what wasn't a factor when I played against it in Utrecht, is the black and white set. So Haxorus is also new, which says if your opponent's active is a basic, it's knocked out, or you do 160 against evolutions. So I guess that's also quite good. Is there anything else new in there? I guess Air Balloon, but yeah. Not again, Precious Trolley. Yeah, not. Diddly-lease, I guess, also helps. But it's a bit of a... I think you still lose it against most stuff in the format. I guess it's probably significantly better against Dragapult now, because you obviously have access to Lily's Determination as well. With the Haxorus, for example, you do knockout on Dragapult, because it does 160 against Evolution Pokemon. And with that, it does 320. Regigiga is obviously also in the deck.
It one-shots.
Oh, why?
Because it one-shots Charizard and Dragapult.
Oh, didn't Slow King just say is a Pokemon? It doesn't. Oh, it's just Pokemon without a rule box. Oh, I thought it's evolution specifically.
No.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. So love when you start with that.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like that deck, if you could make the Cure in play second turn, even I don't know 4 times out of 10, I think you're winning way more matches. But if you're lucky if you get it one times out of 10. Like the early Cure in play is so good, and it should be amazing, but it very rarely works.
Yeah, it's definitely missing a card that we used to have. While I vamp a bit. Nope, that's not it. It's the monkey, I believe 6th gen, 7th gen. I don't know the English name right now. Yes. Where it's basically Academy. Academy at Night is just you put a card on top, right?
You swap.
Yeah. Oh, you swap. Okay, so it's a draw effectively.
I think it is. Hang on.
Actually?
Oh no, it's just put a card on top of your deck.
Right. So what Orangaroo did was basically you draw a card and then you put one on top.
Right.
So I think that is something that the deck is absolutely missing.
We do have something like that.
That helped.
Oh, we have Gumshoes that does that now.
Yeah, but that's a stage 1.
Yeah, I'm just saying we do have that ability still. All right, so speaking of Mega Evolutions, one more thing I've got on my list is which of the Mega Evolutions at the moment has the most potential to be a good deck? Now, those who pay attention to Azul GG will say, well, it doesn't matter because that's in a future format, who cares? But I like to speculate because I'm interested in the future and I always have been. So, Mirdo, I don't know if you've got an opinion on this, and I'll give you a second to think while I vamp a little bit. Well, not even vamp, but talk about the thing that I think is right. But I still think Venusaur has, like, a huge amount of potential. It's got very control-y elements to it, and not a lot of people are playing it in the way that I think it should be played. It is something I'm going to start messing with a little bit, but, like, nobody seems to want to play Relicanth. And Relicanth with Mega Venusaur and Bind Down, just keeping things locked up, I think is a really good strategy. It's got a lot of healing potential as well, even more so once we have the Giant Ice card coming out, which is like 80 healing if you've got 3 NG attached. And if you've got Bayleaf, it's already Meganium, sorry, you've by default when you got 2 NG have 4 NG on, so that's extra healing. As well as Wally's Compassion, which also lets you fully heal a Mega, put all of your NG into your hand, then you can just like reapply them with Teal Dance for like more draw, then just move them back to the Venusaur. There's like so much stuff you could be doing Mega Venusaur that I think is completely unexplored at the moment. And having played like every Mega card that we have so far, I genuinely think that's the one that we'll see like actually do really well. I think after rotation. I don't think yet, because we have too many scaling damage decks right now. We have Goldengo, we have Raging Bolt, we have Ceruledge. Now, we are going to lose Goldengo in the next rotation. We don't lose Raging Bolt, but we lose Professor Sada. And we lose a lot of ancient cards, actually. So the only acceleration that'll still have is Crispin, and I don't think that's going to be enough to keep the deck going, realistically. There's maybe an argument where you never draw energy out of the deck, and you just go Crispin my Bolt, 3 Ogerpon on the bench, get Grass Energy on each of those, then you're always swinging the 350. There is potential there. I think that deck just has to change how it's played. You've also got to bear in mind Mega Charizard is coming, so maybe Venusaur does lose a lot of like potential points because of that.
But a lot of fire support coming in.
Yeah, I am really hoping that.
Also, the new Amaru Cerulege, one price.
Yeah, I am really hoping that like at the moment I think Venusaur, but I also think there is a card coming out that is going to be better. Whether it actually is or not, I don't know. But we've got a Japanese set coming out called Ninja Spinner, which is obviously Mega Greninja. If that's a water deck, and it's good, then there's your Charizard counter, and there's maybe your better deck. I'm hoping it's bench damage related, but
there's also me wanting to live again.
What?
If I have a good water deck.
Oh, okay.
I might have,
will
to live again.
You've got Surfing Beach, whatever it's called, with Palafin.
Yeah, EX. Yeah, awesome.
But yeah, I'm hoping it's good. And like I was about to say, I've already ranted about this, but it could be a bench damage deck, and it could be good. But the problem is, bench damage is like in an archetype that. I think I said Blizzard then. Pokemon just refuse to support. Like, if they can print something that stops bench damage from being a thing, they'll friggin' do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if it comes with, like, a tool that ignores those kind of things, then maybe we have an interesting bench snipe deck. But, I don't know.
Yeah. It's a tough thing to balance, I think. I think the best way they did it so far was, funnily enough, Greninja Break. Because it had a lot of bench snipe, but it didn't feel super overbearing or way too punishing for the build-up, the setup decks.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty much all in the late stage. So it all just ramped up towards the end.
Yeah. It's very much speculation, but like I was talking about this on, might have been the tournament stream yesterday. The best way they could do a bench snipe deck is, one, just make sure it doesn't do a lot of base damage. And make sure that you have things in play that can boost it, because then that becomes the way you... Yeah, that's the way you stop it. Like, if it's support Pokemon or a stadium or something, these are all things that can be played around. Generally, having bench damage attacks aren't really stopped by them being high energy counts, because people just find ways around that. It needs to be low base damage, but modifiable to a decent degree. That's the best way you do bench damage. Not just print stuff that says you can't do bench damage, because it's like, cool, I just can't use the archetype then.
Yeah, it's a stupid one, because Pokemon keeps printing these attackers that are really powerful and that are like, oh, I can have this turn 2 and just completely destroy your setup if you don't play Manaphy or Shaman or whatever it is that year. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, awesome, cool, yeah. Because you print like Greninja EX, or you print Waterpon or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it's really hard to speculate on like the stat far beyond. But if we are talking about what we know about now, if we're talking about so I'll give you a couple of answers to your question. If we're talking about the Mega Evolution best Mega of this set, I think it's Lucario. I think Lucario is gonna be the best going forward. I believe right now it's kind of garbage.
I don't think it's bad, actually.
It loses to too much in the format at the moment.
I think it does if you play it as a Mega Lucario deck.
Yes. Which what I'm talking about, yeah.
You don't play it as Mega Lucario being the main attacker. You play it... That's an option, but you've got Baby Lucario, you've got Solrock, you've got Hariyama, all that are decent attacking options, but it still just doesn't do well because of God of War at the moment.
Yes. Yeah, I think if we are talking just base potential from this set, I think it's Mega Lucario.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of Venusaur as well. I think there's potential there. I think the issue is with pretty much all Mega so far is that they all have very common weaknesses, and currently damage you can do in one turn is almost unlimited. So having a free prizer in the deck or on board is just always kind of bad.
Yeah.
Venusaur can kind of play around it because they can play Toad Scroll. But yeah, it's a bit of a thing.
The scaling damage is the biggest issue for the mega decks, really.
Yes, pretty much. If you are thinking, if we are talking about what's the next mega, if we are talking about what's the best mega that we know of, the card that we know of specifically, I think we're talking about Mega Gengar.
Okay.
Because that thing is pretty bonkers. Like the ability that you just take a price card less is ridiculous. Darkness gets a lot of support going forward. I haven't quite looked at it. I don't know how Japan is dealing with it now, but the ability sounds ridiculous. There's the toxicity. I think that accelerates energy.
My
it's
boy.
a pretty good attacker. There's another couple of good attackers. The Yveltal sees a bit of play. I think Mega Absol is pretty fun as well. Yeah, I think that card will be quite ridiculous. I don't know what weakness is. If it's Psychic, that's a bit bad. I'm assuming it's Grass, which would be pretty good because that's not a common weakness on Gengar. Yeah,
you'd be surprised it's fighting.
It's fighting. Oh. Mm-hmm. That's a bit annoying, but yeah. I mean, it's probably not that big a deal. I think you still... I don't know how much damage you can do with it, but yeah, I think that deck has a lot of potential. If we're talking about megas that we don't even have a card for yet, and don't know if they get a card, let me just pull one out of the hat and say... Mega Altaria will be absolutely bonkers, and we'll all play it, and it will ruin the meta for decades to come.
Will it be Dragon or Colorless?
Ooh, Colorless.
So Mega Manectric, it's your time to shine.
Stamping it now, putting my seal on it. Mega Altaria, absolutely crazy. Buy now, sell never.
You can't buy now, the cards are not even announced.
Buy at earliest convenience.
Cool. Okay. But no, we do get a bit grandiose with these discussions, I think. But I genuinely think Venusaur, and I agree with Lucario, they have the most potential for the current format. I think once we have Charizard out, that's going to be a bit of a problem. That is our new scaling damage deck. But I'm just hoping we have a good water mega to compete with them as well. Like, I do hope the mega format becomes a thing. I do hope when we see rotation, I hope games aren't just like back to VMAX, which is what I started with. In a way, I wouldn't be upset because I kind of metaphorically grew up with 3 prizes, so I don't really mind them. But like, I want to see games that are like 3, 2, 1 prizes. People aren't being greedy and throwing up 2 megas. They're going, okay, my mega is for this moment right now. Then we go from that kind of thing. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, smart players will do stuff like make sure the last 2 prizes that an opponent has to take is on a 3 prizer and make it much harder. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
It would definitely be interesting if megas were also a bit like, not necessarily an ace spec, but like you can only have one with that name. I think that'd be interesting, but yeah,
we can't go down.
I do agree. I think that's where it's kind of gonna go.
We can't go down that route.
It's like a 3-2-1.
We can't go down that route because that'll bring me back to the rant I had yesterday about how the game would be so much better if we actually like had limited cards rather than just printing pure counters that punish other cards that have no problem. As I mentioned earlier with the knockout thing, like with Fortress and Magneton being like victims of Psyduck.
Oh, also I forgot about a mega card that we currently have that I really liked, and I hope it is good, but I don't know if it will be. Mega Kangaskhan, I think, is quite slept on at the moment. I think the ability is pretty good.
I've seen a list for it, and I'm very excited to try it out on the next chat challenge.
Oh, I'm not talking about that garbage fortress. Don't even.
It's not garbage. It's okay.
No, it's yeah. It's a deck. 60 cards. You can play it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean you should, but you can. Yeah, I think it's a good supporter. Obviously, in a meta where, again, the scaling damage is a bit of an issue, 3 prize cards is a bit of a blull. But I think if we go in away from that and 200 damage as well, you can do like up to 300, 400. You can do infinite damage.
I can say you can do
you
infinite.
do 200 as a you're doing 200 as a base, which is good, and then you can also just flip coins until infinity and beyond. So I don't know. It's definitely a fun card. I feel it's a fun card.
But Mirdo,
Hi.
if you wanted to rely on an external force to do a lot of damage, why would you go for coin flips when you could go for something that's much more in your control, which is stacking energy in your deck to swing for 100 per discarded energy with Mega Abomasnow EX?
What if you attach water energy from your hand using Baxcalibur and you play Chien-Pao again? It's still legal. You could do it. I could try and build a deck again. I could.
What if we played a good deck?
Liam, listen. You know what? Why Chien-Pao is the best deck in format? You can specifically play the new.
It's only good if you make it work, Mirdo.
What's the Psyduck evolution called?
Golduck.
Golduck. You can play Psyduck and Golduck, so they're friends together, and they're also more bulky together, and you can even attack with Golduck if you're feeling fancy.
Okay, right.
You are double safe against Dragapult.
I see what you're saying. I appreciate what you're saying, right? And I appreciate Baxcalibur's ability to accelerate water energy from the hand. Now, let me tell you about a Pokemon that accelerates fire energy from the hand, and that is Emboar. An Emboar can combine with good Pokemon, like Mega Camerupt EX, and it can power up Mega Camerupt EX, which also requires several Magmortar and a Volcarona on the deck, so you can do burn knockouts on Dragapult EX.
And Pikachu EX.
Who?
It's crazy.
This has got way far away.
But consider the fact that Baxcalibur is the best card ever printed, and Emboar is a piece of garbage shit that I don't talk to.
If I was picking a Pokemon to hang out with, if I was going out for a drink with a Pokemon, I think
Big Hot Fire Pig.
I think the Big Hot Fire Pig is way more of a partier than Baxcalibur. It's just, I'm sorry, I like Baxcalibur, I've got to be home by 9, I'm not allowed to drink alcohol. That's Baxcalibur.
He's a knight. He's on the round table.
Oh, a knight that can't drink because he's got active duty tomorrow. Emboar's a friggin' wrestler, dude. He can just drink all day. He's not a
wrestler.
He's a sumo.
He's fucking a Cinnamoroll. I guess sumo, yeah. Maybe.
He's a sumo wrestler. Emboar's absolutely a sumo wrestler.
I suppose so, yeah. You're not wrong.
Like that.
Never really thought about it that way, yeah. I guess you're right.
Anyway, so what are we talking about? Anyway, yeah, most potential decks.
So,
that's what we
podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah, Mega Altaria, bye now.
Oh, I made a joke and I was muted. Anyway, I'll edit that out. Anyway, on top of that, not much else has happened. Although, I will say, this weekend, I did my very first Grand Challenge in VGC.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a good time. I played a team that... I said this to a few people. I definitely played a team that, if I was a good player, I think I'd have done really well with it. But because I'm a very new player, I combined two strategies. And it wasn't good at either of them. It was all right at one of them, but not great at the other, I'd say. It's probably the best way to describe it. So I went with what I was dubbing a Trick Wind team, which is both Trick Room and Tailwind. You had the option for both. And someone did comment on YouTube, shout out to you if you're listening, that was a good name for the team. So, if nothing else, I can name a team well. But it was
half of it is the team name. Like, if you have a cool name, that's half of it.
It's correct. Like, every time I make a deck, I'm like, what's a funny name to go with this? And I'm like, this deck is amazing. I've called it this. Anyway, so it went fine. Like, I went 7 and 8. You can only play 15 games each night, but that is additive. So if you didn't start till Saturday, you could do 30, then you last 15 for a total of 45 by Sunday. So I went 7 and 8 on my first night, which is as average as you can get, really. Like 7-8 or 8-7 is like your average. You can't tie in VGC. Although I did think about that. If your last knockout is from a self-destruct or an explosion, is that not a tie?
There's a whole thing about it. I don't know if VGC goes into sudden death. I'm not sure.
We don't need to get into it. I thought it's just a very funny thought that I had.
We will investigate it and find out for the next podcast. Stay tuned. You gotta watch the next one or listen even. You gotta, because you're not gonna find out
No,
don't open Google. Don't you dare.
You don't
do it.
You can just Google it. Anyway,
Don't.
so I went 7 and 8 in my first one. I was like, to be honest, of the two averages that I could get, the 7-8 is way less surprising than 8-7. So I wasn't really like going into the next day going, oh yeah, I'm a god. Like I'm already positive kind of thing. I was like, cool, if I can just get anywhere near that again, I'd be quite happy.
Yeah.
Then the first few games, I'm not going to talk about the games because obviously I don't fully understand what happened. But like the first 5 or 6 games I lost and I was like, oh my god, this sucks. I am the worst player in the world. I did bring it back. I did finish with a score of 6 and 9. Nice. For a total of 13 out of 17. I didn't do day 3 because I was just like kind of tired of the team. I was like, the team isn't good enough to actually do well. So I'm like, I'm just gonna like accept it. The F1 had just finished. I was like, I'm just gonna have a break. But no,
you actually locked in for one team the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and the other annoying thing about it as well is once you've locked that team in, you can't use it in the game for anything else. So I was like, oh, this
that sucks.
This Pokemon's really good for doing these Terra battles, and it's like, oh, I can't even use it because it's locked. I'm like, god damn it! So there's
that's such a weird rule. Yeah.
It is. There's the terrestrial. Oh, what's it called? Hang on. There's a anyway. Terrestrial Crescendo. It's basically a duo format, so you run 2 Pokemon at the same time. One of them has to be Miraidon or Koraidon. And it's like just a really fun like event for the last weekend of Scarlet and Violet, basically, before it switches over to Legends ZA. Anyway, so I did those 30 games. I had a good time. I finished 5,620th, which I don't know if that's EU or globally. I have no idea. Because a lot of people that have posted their results have said, oh, I got this. I'm hoping it's good enough for top 8 EU. So they got like 24th and then said, I hope it's good enough for top 8 EU. So I'm like, maybe I actually did like much better than I realized in EU specifically. But then I don't know what that global's out of. That could be like 6,000 or it could be 20,000 for all I know. I have no idea. Like I could have done much better than I actually realized for all I know. Anyway, so my first one, really enjoyed it. I'm definitely looking forward to doing it again. It was very much a learning experience and I really enjoyed streaming it as well. There was definitely a couple of games where people said, no, that was really like well read, like you knew exactly what was going to happen and you played it really well. And I've not watched that much VGC, but I hate saying hyperfixation or hyperfixated because that's very much associated with ADHD and I'm not going to claim that I have that. There are strong arguments, but you know, it's one of them. I do get quite obsessed with certain things, and at the moment VGC is definitely it. So I'm like, I do know a lot of what's going on, but like I learned things like the combination I was running at the start was always Porygon 2 and Ursaluna. Ursaluna's very slow. So you set up Trick Room with Porygon, and then Ursaluna's suddenly the fastest thing in the room. It's amazing. But I stopped doing that because people would either target Ursaluna and take it out, or target Porygon and take it out. Rather than letting that happen, I started opening Incineroar, which is relatively quick, alongside Porygon, and then I'd start fake-outing Pokemon instead. So they'd only get one attack off, and generally, even if it was weakness related, Porygon would survive it, get Trick Room off. I could then part and shot with the Incineroar, which transfers it back into my party, and I could bring out my next Pokemon, which would inevitably be Ursaluna, and then start swinging with that instead. So I was learning that on the fly. Like, I didn't have that as a strategy going into it. I was like, I developed that during the time, and it worked really well. But one of the things I learned, because, again, I just kind of copied it. Like, I do what I do with decks. I copy and paste them and then learn to play them as I go. I don't really read and figure out, oh, they've got this in, it's to go with this. I go, oh, right, that's why that's in there. I might take a few losses before I realize that, but that's my preferred learning strategy. So VGC was very much the same, where I was like, I started the fake out strategy, which was great. And I wanted to stop a Tailwind from going off. So I faked out the bird Pokemon that was going to run Tailwind, or the flying Pokemon that was going to run Tailwind. And it still went through, and I was like, wait, what the hell? Why does that work? It's like, oh, Covert Cloak. I had no idea what Covert Cloak does. My Talonflame has it, but I don't know why it's on there. So I learned that Covert Cloak stops fake out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So suddenly I was like, oh, cool. Okay, I can counter strategy then. So I can use Porygon, because I don't think I was using Porygon at the time. I can let them Tailwind, use Porygon, and then flip the speed around, because they're now the quickest side. My side's always going to be slower, which benefits from Trick Room. Trick Room makes slow Pokemon fast. So I started doing that instead, and then faking out the other Pokemon that was inevitably going to try and stop me from like knocking out the Tailwind. Like, there's so much strategy there that I was like proper nerding out over it. I was really enjoying it. So yeah, I really look forward to doing some more of it. Like I said, I definitely want to focus on one strategy next time I do anything like that. I don't know when the next global challenge is going to be, or global cup. I think they do cups as well. There is ranked ladder at the moment. It's a different regulation, so different Pokemon are available. So I will be streaming that on Thursday, by the way. So this podcast should come out on Wednesday. So that's tomorrow. But also, like I said, we got this terrestrial crescendo thing coming out as well. So I'm going to be playing that on. Like, I'm really enjoying the idea of this. I think I genuinely enjoy the strategic element of VGC more than I do TCG. But yeah, I am enjoying VGC. And I was saying to Mirdo as well, like, the other fun thing about VGC is Pokemon have like a specific role that they run. So like there's physical sweepers, there's special defense Pokemon that are more important. But there's several Pokemon that fit each of those roles. And invariably you're going to there are always going to be a best one, you know, same as there's an optimal card to play in a deck. But you have the opportunity to play Pokemon you actually like, which is kind of cool. Like, I've talked about this before. I don't know if I've ever played a deck other than Jolteon, maybe. There's probably a couple more that I'm forgetting. But there's not many decks I've been able to play where I've been like, oh, cool, and I can play my favorite Pokemon with this as well. This is amazing. Venusaur's very close. I get Bulbasaur, so I'm hoping that's good. But I didn't play during Decidueye being good. That would have been amazing for me. But like with this, I'm like, oh, cool. I could run so many Pokemon that run Tailwind. Tailwind is the thing that matters in this thing. I can run Talonflame. That's amazing. I love Talonflame. Annihilape's really good at the moment. I can run Annihilape. It's really good. I mentioned in Regulation J as well. It allows for mythical Pokemon. So Murdo's represented, because I can run Champao. I can run Arceus, which is one of my favorite decks that I've ever played. It's just stuff like that. It's like, it feels more personal with VGC than it does TCG.
Yeah.
And again, it might be honeymoon period where I'm like, this is a new game, I'm enjoying it a lot more. And I'm still playing TCG, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I've definitely found the love for VGC, so I'm definitely going to be doing some more of that. And I'm quite proud of how well I did as well. Like, I never did this well competitively in TCG straight away, let's put it that way. So, but yeah, that's my VGC roundup for the week. I'm probably gonna have one of these every week actually, because like I can talk about stuff during streams and things. Because my current for just to go into my own personal promotional time, I guess we're kind of wrapping up here anyway. What I am trying to do with streaming is making sure I'm still doing chat challenge for TCG because people love doing that. Doing a night which is exclusively VGC, either in Scarlet and Violet or Showdown. Still doing the tournaments as well. Depending on how things go, I might start looking at VGC tournaments as well, because people actually really like having them as an option. Because with VGC, Scarlet and Violet, for example, at the moment the current competitive regulation is Regulation H, which again allows only certain Pokemon to be part of your team. Competitively on Scarlet and Violet, you only have Regulation J, so you can't actually do any real-world practice, which is really annoying. So people run Regulation H tournaments now, and I think if I can add one that's like in a good position for that, that's another thing to stream, that's another thing to run. We've got the tournament running experience anyway, so yeah, it's definitely something to look at. But like I said, I'm trying to split up as much as I can. We've got Legends ZA coming out soon, which I've already got like Friday, Saturday, Sunday streams already planned for those. Like I'm doing a full weekend streaming of those. Really looking forward to that. So yeah, I think that's it for all my promotion, Mirdo. Is there anything you want to talk about before we wrap it up here?
Not really. I think I've had a lot of yapping time in this podcast, so I'm all good, baby. Yeah. Hope you join us again next time for more deck crises. Maybe I'll be a bit closer. I have a feeling we might have enough to. We kind of skipped last week because we didn't really have a lot to talk about. Yeah. I think we might have. We might be getting a bit more into it now that tournaments are picking up again. That Liam now has a new thing. We're getting more a bit into the groove again. I think the best thing to expect from podcasts right now is if a podcast comes out week 1, we guarantee there'll be a podcast week 3. But if something interesting happens for either us or there's news to talk about, because we don't do much of talking about news, we don't really do regional wrap-ups. No. That is something we'll maybe look at doing a little bit more. But then don't be surprised if there's a week 2 podcast. But 1 and 3 will definitely happen. That's probably how you can expect things to go from now on out. So yeah, there we go. I think that's everything. Murdo, would you like to tell us about your social media presence? Unfortunately, I'm on twitter.com @MurdoTCG. Unfortunately.
What's your Blue Sky?
Mirdo. That's it. Mirdo. I'm a bit more like I'm not really talking about TCG there a lot. Like for me, the TCG is mostly on the Twitter, and like Blue Sky is a bit more not personal, but like a bit more just me, I guess. But if you want to have a look at that, you can.
I think if you're into same with VGC, if you're into TCG, you kind of need to be on Twitter because that is where a lot of the discussion happens. Because nobody wants to be on Facebook's Verbank gym anymore.
That was a dark time.
I get screenshots of people who still use that sometimes through a group chime in, and it's just like, oh, these are the worst kinds of people. Anyway, if you're looking for me, all our links are in the description below, but I am Ace Trainer Jester on Twitch, on YouTube, Just Trainer Jester on Twitter, and Ace Trainer Jester on Blue Sky as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching as always. I hope this has been a very fun, rambling podcast that you've enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya!
Bye.